Supreme Court has weighed in on Trump's proposed transgender military ban. Now, the lower courts questioned the constitutionality of Trump's ban, but the Supreme Court did jump in and essentially said that the military can ban transgender soldiers as the lower courts work this out. Now, this is an unprecedented move, but it is unsurprising given the conservative majority in the Supreme Court. Both Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch voted to favor Trump's proposed ban. And again, the lower courts can work this out and decide that it is unconstitutional. But in the moment being, as they work that out, again, the military can make this decision to ban transgender soldiers. Now, what do you think about this, Brett? Because this is just, it's so unnecessary and it came out of nowhere. We found out about this through a tweet that Trump put out there in mid-2017. Do you think that the military will follow through on this?
So what the military has followed through on so far is not exactly as blatantly horrible as Trump originally proposed. Like Trump comes in there like a wrecking ball. Trans seems like people in my group don't like trans people. I'll ban them from the military. But it took a while for an actual ban in terms of the rule fully written out to be released. And that's because there was a countervailing factor within the military of people who have experience going like, all right, we have to do something because it's the president, commander in chief. But what went into effect wasn't just like, you can't be in the military. They're like specific terms, which is gender dysphoria, not dysmorphia. It is a very specific ban, but this isn't on the ban's merits up or down. This is in the meantime, while they are doing their review of it in the courts, it gets to go into effect, which affects like, and I've seen numbers between 900 and 9,000 volunteers.
Yeah, I know, it's the disparity in the numbers that we're seeing in the media is kind of incredible. But one other thing that I wanted to quickly mention about this is that Jim Mattis has been covered in the mainstream press as someone who's against this military ban. But the fact of the matter is, he's totally fine with a transgender ban. What he would like to do is grandfather in the soldiers who are already serving in the military, who are open about their transgender identity. But he would very much be in favor of banning new transgender military members. What I don't understand about this is, you have people volunteering to serve in our military.
Yeah.
And as long as they are competent, as long as they are mentally stable, as long as they're healthy and willing to do it, why does their gender identity matter at all? All this was, for Trump, was another way of showing that he's looking out for his base, because this is something that his base would like, right? But again, these are people who are willing to put their lives on the line to serve in our military. And who are you, Trump, or anyone in his base to decide that someone isn't fit simply based on their gender identity?
And what is, like, how do you identify just something that he's throwing out for his base? It's he hasn't answered the question of why.
Yeah.
This is similar to the wall situation, and in here he's just saying, what am I going to throw out in terms of red meat to my supporters who will just gobble it up? And it's stuff like this. So you want to ban trans people in the military. Why? Haven't had an answer. The closest thing is we want to ban people with certain mental problems. Now, the problem with that is they're essentially, the jump that they won't even articulate is they're considering people who are trans to have the mental problem of being trans, and that's just not true because you can't back that up with reasons why that negatively affects the military. Same way you can't justify a wall by saying, oh, here's the exact way it's gonna cut down on drug smuggling, even though that mainly takes place at ports of entry.
So what Trump likes to do is blame everything that he does on protecting national security. But the Pentagon has studied this. And the Pentagon's own research indicates that the transgender soldiers do not pose any type of risk whatsoever, not to national security, not to the morale of the troops, none of that. And it's the go-to move by the Trump administration. It's the go-to answer when it came to the trade war that we're currently in. It's national security. It's a way for him to unilaterally do things while simultaneously fearmonger and basically drive his point across, even though it makes absolutely no sense.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.